What's up, guys? Long time no see. It's been a while since I've done a vlog. I am out here at the range that I shoot at in Cody, and I am getting ready for the NRL Hunter in Utah this weekend. So I figured I'd take you guys along with me on my kind of how I prep my gun. Loaded mount's all done, and I'm just finishing touchings on making sure my zero is good, and obviously that the trajectory has been validated, that everything on my software lines up with my rifle so that I can create a data card and all that jazz. But anyways, I am going to take you along on my day to get the NRL Hunter Tikka build, which is what I'm essentially using, and see how all that sights in. All right, guys. So, got my target. Just gonna go ahead and do some dry fire here. So these are 147 reloads in Hornady brass. Got these puppets running right about 26.75, which puts me way over power factor. I shouldn't say way over, but decent amount over power factor. Power factor, if you guys are unfamiliar, is your bullet weight times your velocity, and it has to be a minimum of 380,000. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn this on. And all I'm doing is making sure that there's no offset, or if there's an offset, I'm zeroing to my offset with the TriggerCAM on. So right now, it looks like I'm at just a tenth left. With 2 rounds. We're in a crisis, so I'm not going to shoot 3-round groups. I'm just going to go ahead and bump another tenth to the right here. And I'll shoot 2 more. Check my parallax. Right now I'm sitting at 12 power. Sometimes less magnification is better when zeroing. Oh man, that's solid right there. 2 rounds, pretty much the same hole. All right, so I'm gonna load that 2/10. Initially I had a tenth to the right dialed, so now I'm 2/10. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this turret here. The thing I love about the Kahles is that it's got my scope cam inside, or not my scope tool inside the illumination housing. And if you're unfamiliar with the Kahles line of optics, guys, I've got a review of the Kahles DLR that I did, which is their newer line of optic. This is a K318i, so it's just a shorter package, but all the ergonomics are still the same with the parallax knob, left side windage, all that stuff. So zeroed out my windage here. And now got one round. See if I can just give one round finishing touch. And I'm gonna put it right through the center of this far left one here. Right. Just off the right, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so we've got that done. Now let's go ahead and validate some trajectory. So right now it says it's about 80. Let's do my little Kahles spin. Right now it's about 87 degrees. 7 degrees, 38% humidity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch those numbers into my phone here. It's my Face ID. Tikka parameter. This is a Hornady 4-off, which I love. Paired. Okay, and the Hornady recommends that if I adjust my axial form factor, I need to be within a time of flight of 1.3 seconds. So what I'm going to do is look at what my 2.3 seconds is, come down to the range card, max range table of, let's say, a 1200, interval table every 100, and I'm looking over for the time of flight, which time of flight for 1.3 seconds is roughly 900 yards, which is perfect because I have a 910 yard target downrange. So my 910 yard is 6.9 during these conditions. So let's go ahead and shoot for that once this barrel cools down. All right, so it's a little bit of mirage out, and typically I like to do this to, it's not so hot out, but the target's at 910. We'll do 5 rounds. Then we got my muzzle velocity input. The downside of this target's about freaking 8/10 tall. And typically when you do this, you want something small. So I'm gonna find something on that rock face that's you can see. I'm gonna aim at this little bush back down here. Check my parallax. Okay, parallax is set. And there's some right to left mirage. So I'm going to give this about 4/10 right. That looked just a 10th low. Do this. Again, 4/10. think I like that. So let's see what this does. Pump this up to 15 power on the steel plate. And we're doing 3/10 the center impact. That looked like it was right edge, so I'm just gonna impact. So I needed 7. That's 6.9. So what I'm gonna do is go into my phone here and I'm gonna use manual selection. I'm gonna use 1.03, which gives me 0.698. And that is my 7. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna verify with the, let's do, got 15 rounds. I wanna make sure that I'm doing good here. So let me use the next 6 rounds to verify just data on different targets. Yeah, I'll keep the next 15 for a little bit of positional practice. So I know this range. Let's do 545. All right, so we're gonna do 545, 3.2. Check my parallax. Oh, nice white target there. Parallax is set. 3.2, and give it a wind call. Turn this on. Dude, 210's right. That just hit a touch low. Let's send one more. That's good right there. So 545 is good. This is 595. 595. 3.7. Check my parallax. That's got parallax in it. All right. 3.7. That's right again. Impact. All right, I got 3 more rounds left. Let's do a close target. .333. 1.4. That's a jackalope over here to the right. Wind. Let's shoot up. Impact. All right, so I'm looking pretty good. I've got how many rounds left? 2 rounds. All right, let's go deep. Let's go deep. 1103. All right, so next target is 1103, 9.4. And make a wind call. Looks pretty subtle. I'm gonna do let's do 410, right? No, let's do 5. Ooh, just too much. Elevation is perfect though. Impact. Hear it? All right, so that gives me a lot of confidence with my data and dope. And other than 0, so 0, 5 rounds. And then I validated my software with a total of 10 rounds, so a total of 15 rounds. So that's typically what we like to do once we get our load developed for this. You know, it's probably spent the last 3 days that I didn't do, obviously filming the 147s, but maybe I'll do another vlog individually on getting a load developed for this rifle. So spent 5 rounds to confirm 0, then the next 10 to confirm my trajectory using my ballistic solver. And now I've got good data. I can use this in these conditions from 100 to 1100 because that's what I've confirmed, and put that on a 3x5 note card and be ready for this weekend in Utah. So hopefully you guys kind of enjoyed that. What I'm going to do now with these next 15 rounds, I'm probably not even use all 15. I'll probably use like 10 or even like 8. Is just practice on my belly just for a little bit to just get used to the recoil and whatnot for this rifle setup. So let's go ahead and get off our belly. Okay, before I get into shooting drills off my belly, what I'm going to do is create a real quick dope card just for these atmospherics because that's how typically I'm going to be running with my arm board. So just real quick, I'm going to build a dope chart, and I'm going to put you guys over my right shoulder here so that you guys can kind of see how I do this. Tables of 20, and I'm going to start at 1. I'm going to start actually at 300. I can shoot anything past 6. All right, so here's my card. Excuse the terrible handwriting. Typically, it looks like this by the end of it. Got some wing columns in there, but just for now, I'm just going to run this 20-yard increments, and I'm going to slide this in my sleeve here and put this on my arm. All right, so the only thing that I cannot recreate is obviously the fact that I have to find the target. So I'm going to know where the targets are at, but the idea for just my real quick training is to get used to equipment management. That's a huge with the NRL Hunter series, is understanding how I'm deploying my kit, how I'm using my rangefinder, and then how I'm dialing on the clock and all that, you know, building your shooting position. So again, if I can train as much as I can without obviously being under time, to build good neural pathways and stuff like that, So it's all unconscious effort when I'm actually manipulating and managing my gear. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do 4 targets in one position. I'm just gonna deploy it from the standing tripod, and I'm gonna laze on the clock as well, or just laze, and then run through how I would typically, other than know where the targets are at, or look for the targets, because I know where the targets are at, obviously. So let's give it a run. And I guess I'll do a little quick sprint. And my freaking ISO is overexposed like crazy, but hopefully it's not too bad. All right. Make sure I'm in frame. First target is 324. This is the jackalope. 540. 2. Let's do this small guy. 553. And I'm gonna go way up here on the hill, which, and you can barely see him, but I can see him. 650, 645. Let's do 2, or sorry, 4. This back. This one is raised up just a bit. Looking at my frame here. Frame looks good. Let me get a little closer so you guys can see. All right, first target is 1.2, 300 yards. Just my parallax. Impact. Target. So one of the things is that it's a dead target. So once you hit it, you move on. 2, 3, 2. Impact. 560. 33. Got some wind now. 210. And the last target here, which is 650. Let's do 4.2. I know you guys can barely see that. .310 impact. So only needed 4 rounds, 4 targets, 1 position. That's typically engagement for the NRL Hunter style. I know I did it off a tripod. Typically, maybe there might be 4 different positions, 1 target, whatever the case might be. But she's shooting good. So I'm probably gonna run through one more drill, but that's pretty much it for this vlog, guys. To keep it simple, if you guys like this, go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment, and if you're really interested in doing some training with myself or maybe any of my online training content, through Modern Day Sniper. Check us out at www.moderndayRifleman.com. That's where all of our online training lives, and we've got also in-person classes that you can check out as well there. So again, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully see you guys in the work. And last but not least, you guys know the drill. Keep your face on the gun. That's it. So you have to aim